Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I am in the vehicle. I am in a car because I am traveling on the road today, probably putting in about 170 miles. I'm going in a big triangle. For anyone not familiar with Pennsylvania geography, I'm going from Scranton to Stroudsburg to Hazleton and then back to Scranton. It's in a big loop. The drive here was harrowing. I just did the first leg of it from Scranton to Stroudsburg. Anyone not familiar with Pennsylvania geography, Scranton is about 2 hours northwest of New York City and probably 2.5 hours north of Philadelphia. So we're not in a bad location as far as access to larger cities and metro areas. Stroudsburg is probably halfway to New York City, almost halfway there. So I was taking Interstate 380 and then 80 the whole way. And it was pouring, and the speed limit is 70, and there were tractor trailers, and I'm anxious because I have to speak in about an hour. So, flutter. Stopped at a rest stop, had a cigarette, which doesn't help with the flutters. Nicotine is a stimulant. And had my coffee, downed a few Neurotin. Maybe I'll have another for good measure, because I usually break them up into the afternoon. This is the big one, the presentation I have to give. I only do this group once a year, and I'm talking about personal boundaries, which is one of the presentations I had written. So I'm, gearing up, trying to get my head together, trying not to overshoot the mark with the caffeine. I'm nervous before every time I have to talk. It was weird. I had a couple people ask a few days ago, maybe it was last week. And I think I told you guys about a presentation that I had seen. Oh no, not a presentation, a training I went to last week where they had these two guys and they were so nervous, God love them, and it was like a 7-hour training. I get nerves every time I have to get up and talk. And I've been doing it off and on, sometimes of the year I'm talking like 3 times a week, and sometimes it's like not at all. And there's one training I do for mental health first aid where it's anywhere from 4 to 8 hours in the day. And that's a lot of time to tap dance. I try to keep it interesting, keep it moving, try to be a little bit funny in an appropriate way, because if people are laughing, they're listening, but try not to make a joke out of stuff that's serious. It's a fine kind of line thing. So today is usually a huge crowd, and it's a crowd mostly of people who get mental health services, mental health consumers, patients, clients, whatever have you. And they can be either a really great crowd or a really tough crowd. So having a discussion about boundaries, usually I like to ask people to hold questions until the end, because I can get off track easily. I'm a big fan of tangents, because sometimes the best conversations come that way. But at the same time, I can get really off and stuck in my craw. It's a little early for a rant. Last year, when I gave this presentation in this facility for these folks, there was a gentleman who needed to talk, but had a captive audience, so he continued to talk, and took up probably 5 minutes or so. And some of the stuff he was discussing was a little bit personal, probably too personal to bring up in a group. And I'm running the group, so it was my responsibility to redirect, bring it all back, whatever. And I probably could have handled it better. And I thought, well, oh well, I did what I could. Presentation overall was fine by my assessment. I'm usually pretty hard on my critiques, but so I'm thinking, well, I got another shot this year. So a week ago, I gave this presentation to some administrators, and one of them who was there last year at this one was there at the one a week ago. And I'm thinking, wonder if, so I bring up again that I'll be here this week, and she remembered that it didn't go well. I'm thinking, really, bitch? Really, bitch? That's your encouragement? That's your, oh, I remember you speaking. You remember what I fucked up? So, to hell with you and your friggin' tenure. I love it when people who work in any field, and this is not just true for human services, I think it's true for any profession. When somebody brags that I've been doing this for 30 years, I always want to snap back it with, you say that like it's a good thing. How many lives have you fucked up over the last 30 years? With your arrogant, pompous, I know best attitude. I try to keep a little humble about this, and it's probably easier for me to try to stay right-sized, and even I need to be reined in, because the I know best attitude, I could slip into that in a hot minute. But reining it in with I did go to college, but not for human services. I have lived experience, so I've been through all these systems. So when I'm looking out into an audience of people who are in the mental health system, I see them, I see me. When I look over at the administrators, I see them, I see the captors, so to speak. There's some really wonderful, great people that work in and around human services with mental health and intellectual disabilities and all that stuff, and that shouldn't be taken away. The burnout rate's high. The work is kind of hard. So it's not uncommon for people to get bitter. But if you get bitter, quit. Go get your real estate license. Do something else. But if you stop caring, don't do it anymore. So again, today's presentation is going to be on personal boundaries. One of these times I should make you guys suffer through one of my presentations. So pretty much I'm going to try to just get through this quick. The meeting's an hour. I probably won't have to start talking till 20 minutes in. And the thing about the boundaries presentation is that there's usually a lot of room for discussion, but I kind of want to just get through this. So it's like 5 types of boundaries that there are, and then how to set them and stuff like that. It's like intellectual boundaries, emotional boundaries, don't tell me what to think, don't tell me what to feel, don't tell me who to hang out with. And if all else fails, I'm just going to break into a chorus of "You don't own me," a la First Wives Club. So that's the backup plan at the moment. That, and I have to find somewhere with a roof that I can go smoke. Usually I amp myself up probably too much, get anxious, and I'm gonna sit for this one because when I get ramped up, part of my personal medicine, a little bit different, that's the kind of thing they refer to as stuff you do to keep yourself well, not necessarily the pills you take, though I'm gonna have that as a backup because not every day is your day to keep your shit together. But one of the things that helps me feel a little more calm is to sit and talk and have more of a round table type thing than to get up and do my stuff. I don't bring PowerPoints. Death by PowerPoint is a very real thing. I've been to a lot of presentations where it's, I like them myself because I'd rather, especially if it's a training, sit and watch the PowerPoints and take a test. I don't want to do group activities. I don't make people do group activities. I don't do icebreakers. I don't do everyone let's go around and say your name because I think it's little Mickey Mouse to do that. So when I'm in charge, I run things a little bit differently. And it's raining again. Can you hear that? Can you hear the rain? So at the moment, I only have another mile to drive, and then I'm at the place where I'm going to be doing this. Afterwards, I'm going to have lunch with a couple folks. It's not really an obligation, but we do it every year. We go to like Lone Star or Outback or something. And I'm intermittent fasting, so I'm going to have to figure something out here. I'm going to have to maybe just go for total calorie count today. And most restaurants put the calories on the menu, so I'll probably get like a salad dressing on the side with grilled chicken on it. The same old I'm dieting depravity type thing. And that's all she wrote for now. So this, I think, is going to be the video for today. Thank you to anyone who watched yesterday's Foodie Booty defense. That got actually some decent feedback from y'all. Thank you for saying that I'm a nice guy. That does happen from time to time. Like I said in the video, I have a soft spot for people that get cornered, and whether they invite it and bring it on themselves or not, it's hard to be the one that everybody hates. So that was my little pat for her. Now, if she goes and does some dumb shit, I can take that back in a hot minute. So you're on notice, Foodie Booty. So thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe, give a thumbs up. You can follow me and Mark on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. You can follow us on Facebook. Actually, you can friend us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Get the alerts too, so you know when a new video is coming up. We're into the 300s as far as subscribers. Our next goal is to be somewhere probably around 350, maybe to 4. The year-end goal is 1,000, but we'll see if and when we get there. That's the goal. And I will catch up with y'all soon. Happy Friday. Make it a good one. Bye.